Hey there people and welcome to this video. My name is Marit and in a few hours I will have my first Huachuma ceremony. I thought I will make a video out of it, out of my experience. So hopefully it will help you guys out a bit. So Huachuma, I think people compare it to ayahuasca, but Huachuma is more like the grandfather's side and ayahuasca the grandmother's side. Huachuma works on mescaline. It's from a cactus. And I would really recommend you to maybe watch some documentaries on Gaia. It really helped me to understand what is Huachuma. And of course, it's also nice to listen to other people experience. My morning face, it's for me, it's so hard to wake up without coffee. But for real, I have to be honest. My diet was not that good. This is the first day, the first morning without coffee so far. Well, the reason why I want to do Huachuma is actually it started all off with ayahuasca. When I was 14, I think I got triggered by ayahuasca. I heard about it and I thought, once in my life I want to do that. I think a lot of people who hear about ayahuasca, oh, there's a calling. One day I want to do it. But I was 14 and I thought, no, I really want to be ready to do ayahuasca. And at one point, not that long ago, I saw more and more people doing ayahuasca. I got triggered more. I read books about it, watched a lot of documentaries. And when my mom was pregnant of me, she figured it out after 4 months. But at that time, she was also in love with another guy. So actually, she didn't want to have children from my dad. And they were both I think they were both emotionally not really unavailable. They were not happy. I also would describe my home situation as depressed. There were a lot of fights. We went always to therapies to talk about the family problem and blah blah blah. So as a child, I never felt welcome because I knew that my parents didn't want to have a child at that time. I felt like because there were so many fights that I was the reason for everything that was going on. Made a lot of mistakes. I was unworthy. Things like that. When I was 14, I got some perfume. When I was 14, I got really sick. And people thought I had an eating disorder because I kept throwing up, I kept losing weight. But in the end, after a half a year, I think, it turned out I had a celiac disease. But I only weighed 27 kilos at that time. So after several clinics, I went to hospital, and there they figured out I had celiac disease. So I almost died. It was a really bad situation. After I came home, after 9 weeks in hospital, the family situation was still fucked up. So at the age of 15, I went out of the house and I lived by myself. I couldn't talk about my feelings. So I started to binge eating. I rather felt pain in my body than emotional pain. After some years, I think I was 22 or something, maybe 21, I don't know. I told my ex boyfriend about my problem. And since then, I really opened up. I feel like I developed already a lot in life. I understood a lot of things from my childhood. But my problem is that I still have problems with feeling it. So I never felt the anger or the pain or the sadness. I just accepted it as it was. The thing that I'm kind of aware about is that I think I still feel like I have an inner child trauma, but I just never did do something about it. And that's the reason why I wanted to do ayahuasca. So I started to look up people who did do an ayahuasca ceremony. I talked with a few. I wanted to make a choice like which one do I want to choose because they all look good and what's best for me. And one woman said, but what are your intentions? Because I do ayahuasca ceremonies, but I also do huachuma ceremonies. Maybe huachuma is what you need. So I told her my intentions. And she said, you need huachuma. And I was like, huachuma? I need ayahuasca. I mean, that was the thing that was in my mind for years. But I also know, like, I'm an emotional type. Okay, let's think about it. Let's just leave it for 1 or 2 days, read about huachuma, and then make up my mind. So that's what I did. And then I thought, you know what? I trust that woman. I think she is right. Let's go for huachuma. So Huachuma it will be. The ceremony will be in an hour, and later on I will update you about my experience. Okay, so we're several hours on a I cannot even talk anymore. We're several hours on a trip. I think already 7 hours, which I cannot even imagine, but apparently it's true. I lost track of time. And I can feel myself, but this is gonna sound also fucking useless. I actually never saw myself tripping, so this is gonna be a first. But I want to tell something, so I'm annoying myself by shutting my mouth and just tripping. I just think that San Pedro, it connects all the dots. I also feel that I need ayahuasca. I feel like San Pedro, it's sweet, it's jiggly, it's nice, I like it. But I also need a bit more the rough hand, which I think ayahuasca has. Hey there people, so I'm back on Earth. I actually never left Earth, but still, I think if you saw the videos from me while I was stripping, or one video I think I made in English, it feels like I was not really on Earth. Like everything made sense, and at the same time, nothing made sense, and also time didn't make sense. You know. I will tell you about a day. I arrived there around 10 or something in the morning, and luckily the sun was shining, so we were sitting outside on a picnic table. We had some food there, and of course the juice, the Huachuma juice. I was with two other women. One was leading the ceremony, the other one was like me, just visiting the ceremony. We took 3 glasses in total during the day. I think the first glass that I took, I didn't feel too much. I expected also like a really bad taste, like it's coming from the jungle or whatever, but it was more a bit bitter, like I was drinking a medicine. Well, it's also a plant medicine, so it makes sense, I think. And after an hour, I didn't feel too much, but it was just chill. I had a bit of a headache, and unfortunately, my headache stayed during the day, like all day till midnight or something. I was keeping that fucking headache, but I will tell you later more about that. After a while, I took another glass because I thought I think I can have some more. And then it really kicked in. And I was laying down, I was looking at the clouds, and I never saw that much depth in clouds. It were like layers, they were leveling up. I could see all kind of colors that were in the clouds. So where it was like where it was rain in the clouds, and I was like, whoa! I never saw so much in a cloud. It was like a whole movie going on. I was really enjoying it, you know. I didn't have it that much with nature, to be honest. Like everything was just going up and down and breathing slowly, you know. It was just chill, but clouds were really entertaining me. And also the colors that I saw in the clouds, I think it is a San Pedro color, I don't know, but I saw like pastel colors in pink, purple, blue, green. It was really soft and nice and cute, you know. At one point, I was laying down and looking at the clouds, and I felt something in my back. And San Pedro is working, of course, your back. So what I felt like, I was like a reptile that was opening up, and every fucking bone or what it was just like everything was clicking together, like connecting all the dots together, and I felt such an energy in my body, and it felt like a kundalini was opening, and I didn't know what it was. So later on I looked it up, and I was like, whoa, what the fuck, this is indeed what happened, man. um, and as I said, the whole time I had a headache, but I was just like, okay, I have a headache. Maybe there are emotions that are stuck in me or whatever, but then let me feel it. And I was feeling my body, and it was just fine. Everything in my body was fine. At one point, I was getting visuals in my mind, and the visuals that I had was slavery from all kind of generations before me, from Native Americans to Europe to Africa, all kind of people that were slavery, that were involved into slavery, and also witches that were having like a jaw clamp or something around them, and that was sticking their tongue out and kept them in some kind of position that was really uncomfortable. Also around my head I had a lot of pressure, and it felt like I was experiencing all the pain from all those generations, like it was still a collective thing. And the weird thing is, I don't know anything about slavery. It's not a subject that I'm looking up. It's not something I know much about, you know? So that was really strange for me to experience that. And it was like I had to solve a problem for the collective. And I was fine with the pain, you know, it was annoying. I was at one point like, oh shit man, it would be so much better if the headache was gone. But at the same time I was fine with it. It was like, yeah, it is what it is. I cannot help it. Apparently I have to go through it. And other people in past lives that died, they already experienced this. So I also had some other visuals. There was one Native American kid. It was a bit like chubby, a bit fat, and it was the whole time smiling a bit weird, a bit awkward, and the whole time just watching me from a distance. And I was like, who is this weird kid? Who is this? And at one point, I realized he was there to help me. He wanted to give me tools. And I was like, okay, I like you, guy. You're a cool kid. You're a bit awkward, but it's fine. You only want to help me. It's cool. It's cool. And there was a really old guy that was looking a bit Asian. Like you have the movie Mulan. It was like one of the old guys. In a way, he reminded me of one of those old guys, but he was having like his face looked like a moon, and his beard was also like the point of the moon, and he was like a granddad. He didn't say much, but he was just there to guide me. He gave me answers without saying anything, and it was really comfortable to meet him actually. And last but not least, what I experienced was like, life is fun, man. Life is fun, life is cool, and you can always look at life like from two sides. You can see the dark side or you can see the good side, but fun is really important in life. And what I said, everything made sense, nothing made sense, time didn't make sense, but there's a lot to laugh about in life. And I was also the other woman. She had 4 children, and she said like, yeah, I'm a mom, but if my children go out of the house, what's my identity? I don't know what my identity is, and I have to look for it again because I kind of lost it. And I thought, what an opportunity! Like, the whole world is yours, and you can go on the playground, find whatever you want to find, try things, do things. It's like it's fun, you know. And she was like a bit like, oh shit, like, I'm a bit worried about it. And I thought, no, it's cool. It's like the world is opening all for you. How nice is that? So I realized you can always look at it from a different perspective, you know? And my perspective was just fun. Let's fucking do it. One last thing is that I realized during the trip that I really want to do ayahuasca. The whole time it felt like ayahuasca was calling me. And I really enjoyed San Pedro. It was, as I said, like nice and soft and sweet, and also gave me the answers. But I also feel like, yeah, but I need also the depth of ayahuasca. So for me, it's a good thing. Like, I'm pretty sure I want to do ayahuasca as well. And I would absolutely recommend people, if especially when they're maybe a bit afraid or whatever, to try San Pedro. It's really nice. I didn't feel like any stress, or I wasn't afraid. It was chill. Only the headache was a bit a pain in the ass, well, in the head, but you know what I mean. But I think especially as women, when you're gathering in a group or whatever, it can work really nicely. And that it's absolutely a nice medicine if you're in a safe environment and you feel safe and protected, and just go in it chill. It will all be fine. Like, don't make it up in your mind. It's gonna be fine. That was how I experienced it. I think around 10:15 at night or something, I called my friends. Two guys picked me up. They left me a bit of soup. I was also really happy to be in their environment again, like with my friends, just chilling. We looked at the stars. We watched a movie. Yeah, we just chilled, and I tried to explain them my experience, but at that point I was still a bit high, so it didn't go that smoothly. I showed them the videos, and they were like, "Yo, girl, you're really tripping." And I was like, "Yeah, I know, I'm still a bit tripping," but it was really nice. During the movie, I just fell asleep on the couch, and I woke up the next day, and my headache and everything was gone. So it was a really good one. It was a really good one. A lot of things happened, but at the same time, it was all good. So I really hope that you enjoyed the video, and maybe that I helped you out a bit with my experience. I would say if you feel the calling, just go for it. And if you're gonna do it, enjoy. Thanks for watching.